and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Hustle, where we talk to people who transformed their passions into businesses. My name is Clara Ndinda, and today I'm in Runda View, the one and only cycle spot. This is where you can get the best ex-UK bikes that you can buy and you can ride for your best experiences. I'm going to be talking to the one and only Immaculate, who owns this business. If you've always wanted to start this business, Immaculate is going to give us words of wisdom that relate to this type of business. So come with me. I know you're going to learn a lot of things about this business. Now, Pia, if you've always wanted to buy your child, your niece, your nephew, yourself, your girlfriend, anybody, if you've always wanted to get a bike, Cycle Spot is the place for you, because even their tagline is the spot for every cyclist. So if this video is gonna be helpful, or because I know it's going to be helpful, manze sahi tu, as you're watching this, piga subscribe, leave a like, and follow us for more interesting content like this ones. Come with me, let's go interact with Immaculate. Ladies and gentlemen, as promised, I bring you the best businesses. I plug you with the best, different things that you can do as side hustles, as hustles. And today I have with me Immaculate from Cycle Spot. Now, Cycle Spot tunasema is the spot for every cyclist. Hi, Immaculate.
Hi, Clara.
How are you?
Fine.
You look so beautiful today.
Thank you.
Uko prepared for this.
So ready.
So this is the Daily Hustle.
Yes.
And we love what you're doing here with the bikes.
Yes.
And we want you to tell us, a few things about, the ex-UK bikes business. Now, uambie viewers way to because I know maybe there's someone out there who has thought of starting such a business. Now, maybe anaweza taka kujua how they would go about it. Utatupea information ama utakuwa stingy nayo?
No, siwezi kuwa stingy nayo. Maybe one thing I can say.
Yeah.
This hustle gives.
Yes.
Hii nayo it's a real hustle.
It's a real hustle.
Pesa hapa ndio iko.
Mshaambiwa.
Inaweza kuwa biashara chafu nini but pesa hapa ndio kuna pesa.
Okay, so mshasikia pesa iko. So if you feel kama unataka pesa, mwache kushinda mkisema there's no employment. Listen to this interview till the end. Na pia mkae mkijua. Kama uko huko nje and you want a bicycle, maybe for your child, for your nieces, your nephews, literally any sort of bicycle, Cycle Spot is the place for you to get your ex-UK bikes, because they are perfect quality. Najua mmeziona hapo, director ameonyesha venye hizo baiskeli zinakaa. You check them out. They're located at Runda View. Ni Runda View?
Runda View, yes.
Runda View. Ukifika tu hapo Runda View, kuna Astral petrol station. You will see bicycles outside there, and trust you me, this is where you get quality bikes and najua mnangojea affordable bikes. So let's get right into the interview so that Immaculate can tell us a few things about this hustle na tuweze kulearn a thing or two. This interview is, important na imekusaidia, tuachie like na ukuje pia you visit Immaculate.
Yes.
Sawa.
Yes.
Immaculate.
We also deliver. They don't need to visit. We share photos.
Okay.
Once the customer is interested, we deliver with our rider. We have riders.
So do you have a social media
Yes,
page?
We do.
Plug yourself. Wambie where they can find you.
We are on TikTok at Cycle Spot. We are also on Facebook at Cycle Spot, and also on Instagram. Follow us. Give us that like.
Yes. Follow and also buy.
Yeah. Buy, please.
Yes. So let's get into business.
Yes.
The first question, what made you decide to bring your passion for UK bikes to Kenya?
I'll say I didn't have a passion as much, but it came out when I was buying an ex-UK bike for my daughter.
Okay.
I can say that bike lasted for long. It's in the house even today.
Yeah.
And she's growing. She has grown with the bike. The bike is just a good quality. I know it might be not that new because it takes UK, but I can also compare with the China and the new bikes we get in the supermarket.
Yeah.
I can say for sure, ex-UK bikes are legit.
Okay.
Very legit. Even the spare parts are also okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that. And the passion came when a friend of mine invited me.
Yeah.
She does wholesale.
Yes.
Then she invited me to go and see what happens when a container comes. So they brings in a container, you go. I was so impressed by the turnout. People came.
Yeah.
And she sold. Because actually 3/4 of the container was sold that day. And for sure, that is where my dream started.
That's where your dream started. So you've mentioned something very important. You've said your friend brings them on wholesale.
Yes.
So what you're trying to tell us is you don't have to necessarily be the one who is getting the bikes from UK.
No, I
There's
don't.
people who import them.
Majority of us do that.
Oh.
Majority of us do wholesale and retail.
Okay.
So when they bring in wholesale, they call us, all the bike retailers. We go and choose the bikes we want.
Okay.
You get a good quality, you come, assemble and do all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive. Now, because you've said it's ex-UK, I know very many people have this mindset that ni kitu ishatumika. What is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about ex-UK bikes?
Oh, people will say because it's used and it's because it's ex, it's so used and it won't last for long. I'm telling you for sure, ex-UK you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong. You try us.
It's the same thing na gari watu wanaletewa from
That is
Majuu.
it.
See, they're usually used cars.
They are used and they come and they are bought and they last for long.
And they're in very good quality.
Very good quality.
So what you're trying to say is the ex-UK quality is better than the China quality.
Very much better. Even the spares, even everything. Quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very important information right there. And tunakwambia, do not forget to check out Cycle Sport. Is it Cycle Sport Kenya?
Yeah, no, just Cycle Sport.
Cycle Sport on all social media platforms. If cycling is something that you're interested in, even if you like hiking, I mean, come get yourself a bike. Isn't it? They have all sorts of bikes. I mean,
for all sizes.
For all sizes, for whatever activity it is you want to do. Come to Cycle Sport. Trust you me, and you can see Immaculate is very passionate about what she does. She will definitely sell you something that is of good quality. Now, moving on swiftly, what is the most unexpected thing you've learned about this hustle?
Unexpected thing? Oh, a good question. But I'll say, I didn't know people value these bikes that much. I didn't know. This came out. See, I'm telling you, from the day I was invited to go and see the wholesale container.
Yes.
I could the turnout. Even the people I interacted with on that particular day, they were telling me, Madam, you made the right choice.
Okay.
People buy these bikes. Someone will say, I bought 50 of them last week. In 2 weeks, they are gone. People are buying. So, for people who understand ex-UK bikes, hata mtume China bike, mtume kwa new bike, that person will not go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mentioning that, what is the most satisfying part about the business?
I'll say about the business, of course, I'll be selfish. I'll say being self-employed is the best thing, the best decision I ever made.
Yes.
And also, selling what I've been like, selling something that a person sold the idea to me and it came to be part of me. I feel so nice. Interacting with customers every day, inquiries about sizes and all that, ages and all that, I just feel satisfied. I'm very much okay.
And the profits?
Don't go there.
Umesema kuna pesa.
Pesa iko. Because now for bikes, bikes now has money. Because now, you know, one bike, when I sell a bike or two in a day, I'm okay. I don't need to sell 10. I don't need one or two. In a day, I'm just good to go.
You're good to go. And let me ask something that comes with, I'm curious. Why did you decide to sell them? Because I've also seen there's people who decide to hire out bikes. Like you get bikes and instead of selling them, you hire them out like for a day or two, depending on. Why did you choose to sell and not to hire?
Hire, first thing I feared the risk. Because now, knowing the person nimepea bike na simjui kwao na sijui kama atarudisha, that is the risk I didn't want.
Yeah.
Alafu tena someone can go and exchange the parts for me and anieke the new spare parts of which they are for China. That one I didn't want. I just wanted to give my customer quality. That ex-UK part, that is what I want my customer to get. That quality bike. Yes.
Now, speaking of quality, because you've insisted on quality, guys, that's why I keep telling you, Cycle Sport is the place to be. You hear how Immaculate is speaking passionately about quality. How do you ensure that the bikes you're getting are of perfect quality?
So when the container comes, we arranged like the names and all that.
Yeah.
So once you're given a bike, like you can be given 20 or 30 bikes. You choose whatever you want. So I can say in the bikes you're given, that is where you get wewe ndio utajichagulia the bike you want. You check the spare parts if all are there, you check whether the bike is clean, you check all that. And the one you don't want, you just leave it there for the owner to sort it out. So for me, I go to the grounds and make sure I get there early for me to be among the first people and get a very nice bike.
Okay.
Actually, most of the time I go with my mechanic. He knows better than me, of course. There's a thing I'll overlook, but he won't. So most of the time we go with him and make sure we have the best.
Okay. I wanted to ask, how do you know that? But you've already answered. You said you go with your mechanic who understands the things
part,
that maybe you wouldn't understand. Now, speaking of money, because umetuambia, kuna pesa hapa, how do you go about pricing? Because most of the things I have come to realize that the young people are facing when it comes to selling their businesses is the pricing bit. Like, if I am to get this UK bike, what factors should I consider when it comes to pricing? Yes.
So first of all, I partly answered that question in the previous question. So when I go, I make sure the bike we have taken, it will not cost us so much to assemble it and will not add any other spare parts. So once it comes, we make sure we match the price with of course I'll say with my other retailers. But we'll also make sure the bike, hiyo pesa bike tumechukua nayo, haikuli any spare part. We just assemble, clean it, and that's all for selling. So hatuweki spare part at 2,000 for me to hike the price, at 3,000 for me to hike the price. No. I make sure nimechukua bike yenye haitanipea kazi mingi. Just assembling, cleaning, selling.
Words of wisdom. Make sure you select the best, yenye haita kusumbua kuassemble, something that won't disturb you, so that even when you're selling to your client, asikuje kusema after 2 days imeharibika, you know. Now, speaking of that, I understand every business has its own challenges. What are some of the challenges that such a business would face?
Some will come, say the bike is not clean.
Clean?
Clean like the one in the, you cannot
but
compare.
It's not a new one.
It's not a new one, it's X, but unajua kuna mwenye atataka ile safi kabisa kama ya duka.
Okay.
So that is where you come in and tell client, sasa ukikompare hii ya China na hii yangu, I can even give you the way, just go get the China na acha mwingine achukue hivi, then compare the durability. Mine is a durable bike.
Okay. Sawa, what is the biggest risk that you've taken in this business?
The biggest risk? What? I'll say quitting my job to start from afresh was the biggest risk. In the employment where I was employed, at the end of the month, I used to know kazi ijipe ikose kujipa, mdosi lazima atanilipa.
Atakulipa.
Payslip lazima iwekwe by this date na lazima pesa yangu ingia kwa account. Either tumeuza ama hatujauza. But now coming to this business, mali najua I have to cater for all bills, for rent, for my mechanic, for spare parts, like for cleaning, everything I have to cater. Sometimes hata nilikuwa najua kwa sababu najua hakuna pay in that month, I'm assuming I don't sell. Either way. I have to pay the bills. Mali nitatoa pesa, it's upon me. So that was the biggest risk I took. I didn't know anything about bikes, about the importing, about where I'll get the bikes, but I just had the idea from a friend. But no sikuwa nimeingia vizuri nikajua. But that was the biggest risk. Having no money, having nowhere to get money from. Ni mimi na Mungu wangu na bikes zangu.
Okay, umesema you quit your job.
Yes.
I definitely understand that for you to get into a business that you want to start, you need capital.
Yes.
At least ile ya kuanzia.
Yes.
Had you saved for a while ama wewe ulitoka tu kama umeenda?
I've been to employment for 5 years.
Okay.
So you can imagine. So I'd saved because I knew one day I'll venture into business and I'll not be employed forever.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I saved.
Okay.
I used my savings.
Sawa. Now let's talk about the financial bit of the business.
Yes.
Because here at Daily Hustle, we want to encourage the young people out there. Maybe kuna mtu ako na pesa mahali na hajui afanye nini. So for such a business, mtu akitaka kuanza, what is at least unafaa ukuwe na kitu kama how much hivi, and what are the basic things that you need for you to start the business? If it's things like licenses, how many bikes can you start with? Do you necessarily have to start with rent? You know, give us the nitty-gritties of those things.
Of course, when you start, I'll say depends with you and maybe your savings and maybe kwa uwezo wako.
Yeah.
I'll say a minimum of like 300,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a minimum of like 300,000.
Yeah.
Now ukijua like tuseme 100, you can do maybe rent and deposit depending on. Actually, I'll say first get a location.
Okay.
A location matters.
Yes.
Sana. Do a research for the business. Get a nice location before you start. Then make sure umejuana na the wholesalers for you to get a nice bike.
And that's why we have Immaculate.
Yes.
We will leave her, social media handles here. If it's something that you want to do, you can contact her. Ametuambia she has connections.
Yes, I do.
Let's continue. Location.
Location number one. Finance, of course.
Yes. No people.
So know everyone. Like they will. No, you can even maybe know one retailer.
Okay.
But make sure that retailer introduces you to other wholesalers.
Okay.
Yes, for you to get and also to visit those places whenever a container comes. Mostly they communicate when it's on the way and maybe it's like a day or two to offloading.
Okay.
So they'll communicate. So once they do, get there early, be among the first people, choose good bikes. If you have no knowledge maybe like me, na mechanic wako, ndio mtafute vitu poa, mtafute bikes poa. So with 300 and above, or maybe even 200, you're good to go.
So with like 300, your budget umetupea, how many bikes roughly can somebody get?
With around unajua 300 ni money you have.
Yes.
So bado umetenga ya rent na kuna place rent you pay rent and deposit. So first rent, tuseme kama mia unaweza sema mia ni ya miscellaneous. Buying, transporting them, rent. Rent and deposit, transporting spare parts here and there. Kuna vitu uta need kama how do they call them? Tuseme tu spare parts in general. Hizo vitu zote. So like 100 utenge, 200 with 200 you can start with like 15 to 20 bikes depending with the size. So because kila bike inauzwa na size yake. Of course size 12 haiwezi enda na bei ya size 26. Size 26 ni ya mtu mkubwa maybe kama wewe. Size 12 ni ya katoto ka 3 years, 2.5, 3 years hivyo. So depending the size, you can get 15 to 20 bikes roughly.
Okay.
And with that, you're good to go.
15 to 20 is a good number.
It is. Then as you sell, maybe first 2-3 months, I'll tell you, usitake sana kukula profit.
Okay.
So once it comes, ongezea bikes.
Okay.
Yeah, ongezea 2 bikes.
No,
as you sell, yes.
So now because she's told us you need to save if you have a job and you don't want to be employed for so long, this is where I plug you with our savings platform known as Haba Haba. Kama uko hapo nje, we have Haba Haba. It's on Play Store and it's also on Apple Store. I mean, you can save there your money. Haba Haba gives you an interest of 12% per annum interest. So ile pesa kidogo unapata yenye bosi anakupea, usikule yote. Just save kidogo. If this is a business that you'd want to start, kusave kituka 300k with Haba Haba, haita kutake so long. It will be very fast because hakuna place ingine, guys, I'm telling you, inakupea interest rate ya 12% per annum. Wewe ushaisikia mahali una save unapewa 12% per annum? No. That's why I'm telling you guys today, hop onto Haba Haba. It's on Play Store and it's also on Apple Store. Install the app and start your savings journey today. If this has been your dream for quite a long time, Haba Haba is going to help you definitely achieve your dream. Speaking of location, Sasa, is this a business that someone can do online?
Yes, you can. But now you have to get somewhere to store them. When you have a storage elsewhere, because majority of our customers orders online. They order, they tell you the age of the baby, their age, the size they want. Some knows the size, so they tell you the size they want. So you share several photos. Once they choose, you service. Actually, we service them before we deliver to the customers.
Okay.
In case iliharibika kutoka pale display to here, ama iliguzwa na kitu, we make sure we give customer by kiko sawa.
Okay.
So we service and send. We have Uber. Sometimes we use Uber riders, and also we have riders around to deliver for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mi sijai ona mtu anapenda biashara yake like immaculate, and that's why I keep insisting. Cycle Sport. Find them on all social media platforms. Definitely utapata mali safi. You heard how passionate she is. You've heard how she values the quality of the bikes that she sells to you. Hiyo utapata na mtu mwingine. Other people just want to sell. They'll just give you the bike. Ikifika kwako venye inakaa kama mtu wa delivery aliharibu. That's not the problem, you know. But Immaculate here says she will help you service it. Yani upate umefikiwa na kitu yenye ni mali safi. That's why tunasema siku zote Cycle Sport. It doesn't matter what age you are. The bikes mko nazo ni za from what age to what age?
From 2 years and above to infinity.
2 years to infinity. And I know maybe you're watching us and you love hiking.
Yeah.
You can find a bike for you here. Na pia unajua siku hizi lifestyle kidogo watu we are being encouraged to cycle a lot, walk a lot.
Yeah,
get yourself a bike. Yeah, badala ya kupanda nduthi. Buy a bicycle and go to work with a bicycle. It's healthy living. And Immaculate here is going to get you something really nice. If you are an auntie, an uncle, a parent, buy your daughter umempromise kila siku unamwambia nitakubaia bike ukiwa number 1 shule.
Yes.
I mean, this is the time to make that dream come true. And you can only get amazing quality bicycles at Cycle Sport. They are located at Runda View.
Yes.
Runda View. Now, we're almost winding up. Na nataka utuambie, what is the one piece of advice you'd give to someone who is interested in starting this business?
This particular business?
Yes.
Start it. I'll tell you, start it.
Hata bila pesa?
Kama uko na pesa, eka mahali. Rusha kwa bike. You'll not regret.
You'll not regret
Utapata
it.
You'll get value for your money.
Yes, I agree, because the first thing she told us, hapa kuna do.
Pesa iko.
Pesa iko. And she's also given us strategies on how, you can price your things in order to get profit.
Yes.
Now, the last question, what is the ultimate goal that you have for this business?
I'll say, for this business, I know it's new and it's starting and it's growing.
Yeah.
In the next few months, I'll have few branches
Oh,
around.
amen.
So I'm still, I'm still going around, getting another location, more location, of course. So in few months, tutakuwa na Cycle Sport 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Then I'm giving myself like an year.
Yeah.
Actually, in 1 year, I should be doing the imports. The wholesaler. I'll be a wholesaler. So first thing, nachagua mali safi for my 5 shops.
Yes.
In 1 container, then container ingine sasa naletea the rest.
Hey, manifesting. And you know what? That's going to happen because you've heard how she's passionate about it. Nimesha nikisema uko passionate, you can see it in her face. The first thing you told me is you also want to become a wholesaler.
Yes, I want to become a wholesaler.
Yes. And that's why we are saying if this is a business that you want to start, definitely check out Marion. Immaculate. Yes. Check out Immaculate. I'm going to leave the contact down below. Yes. And if you want to venture into this or you want to order a bicycle, feel free to reach out to her. I have a question that I have not asked. How do you ensure that you get a good mechanic? Because that's very important as well.
I'll say mostly when you're getting one, make sure and understand all types of bikes. Like mine, wherever I got him from, No, before niliamua ni yeye, he went to that friend of mine.
Okay.
So he went for a training for like a month before nimpoach. So actually it's the brother.
Ulimpoach.
Nilimpoach kwa brother yake. The bro does this job.
Okay.
So nilimweka hapo like ni kama induction ya 1 month. Kaa hapo, learn kila kitu, make sure you understand everything and all that. Okay. So nikimchukua most of the things hata ni amenifunza. Okay. Because nyingi sikuwa naelewa kabisa. But hata akiangalia bike ataniambia hii itatukula pesa, don't do this one. Like that. So nili make sure he's a person who knows every part of the bike and understand this job more than anyone else. So I'm so satisfied. Hata nikimwacha hapa, I know when a customer comes, ata explainiwa hata acha hiyo bike. Hata iwacha bike. And that's akimpata haezi acha bike.
That's such an amazing, quality of mechanic that you have right there. And an employee, because many people complain about employees. Unapata unachia mtu biashara yako and the person anakula pesa yako.
Kwanza we wacha.
But you seem to be very confident about your mechanic. So if he's watching this, unafanya kazi safi. Unafanya kazi safi. So guys, you've heard from us. If you have learned something, kama una feel immaculate, amekufunza kitu, make sure you leave us a subscribe, make sure you check out Cycle Sport, usikose, and make sure you share this video because I'm sure you have maybe 1 or 2 friends who'd want to venture into such a business. Immaculate. Jiuze sasa. The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll say visit us on social media. We are on Instagram, Cycle Sport, TikTok, Cycle Sport. Hata tuko na namba ya WhatsApp, I'll share. You can inbox us anytime. You can do any inquiry. I'm so ready to answer anytime. Any time of the day, I'll answer all the questions you have. You can also visit us. We call it Runda View, but on the map itaonesha Githogoro. It's on the northern bypass before you get to Ruaka. Once you get to Astro, Githogoro is just the next containers you see, the black containers. We are just there. Visitors, come, get a bike. Actually, we'll give you a road test before you buy. Once you come on the ground, tunakupeanga road test. You go test the bike, like a kilometer, then you come. We make sure we give you quality. Karibuni sana Cycle Sport, the sport for every cyclist.
Okay, thank you very much, Immaculate. Tumefurahia, and thank you for teaching our audience 1 or 2 things about the bike business. I hope you have learned. Usiseme mimi I've done my part. Immaculate has done her part. Kabisa. We have given you all the information, all the important information that you require to start this business. So usiseme hauna, you don't have an excuse as to why you wouldn't start this business. And Immaculate is here. If it's something that you want to start, atakuplug na wholesalers, she will help you, figure out how you can start and put up your business. Thank you very much, Immaculate.
Thank you too.
Tumeshukuru sana. And all the best in your business.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Asante.